Paris is the capital city of France and is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe. For the next couple of days, I'll be exploring different parts of this city, from trying Parisian restaurants and seeing the Eiffel Tower for the very first time.
There's restaurants everywhere.
People don't cook here.
Why?
Apparently people don't cook here. They just go out. They
And eat.
It's your fine dining.
I swear.
Fine dining.
However, I also highlight the colonial past of France, which can be seen in not so subtle ways in Paris.
In West Africa alone, the gains from colonialism exceeded 3.2 billion francs in 1914.
Nevertheless, I'm looking forward to seeing if Paris lives up to its hype and reputation as the city of love and exploring the diversity that exists in the city.
I still haven't gotten my voice back. I still sound like a frog. But today I just really want to have breakfast, but I think I'm too late already. It's like 12. I don't want to start my day. I just want to have like really good coffee and start my day like eating something sweet. Maybe croissants. I haven't had a croissant and I've been in Paris for 2 days. And I feel like that's like a crime against humanity.
In a quest to find coffee, I started walking through the streets of Paris around the area where my hotel is, which is literally one of my favorite things to do in Paris and most European cities in general. But I stumbled upon this wall with lots of really fun pictures of like different people across different walks of life in Paris, and I thought this was a really cool street art to have. I eventually found an Irish coffee shop which had coffee but they didn't have a croissant, unfortunately, but I just decided that that would just do the job for now. After having my coffee, I'm taking a stroll around the area where my hotel is in. It's in the 10th district, which people just usually refer to as the 10th. I think the word is arrondissement. But it's where you have Gare du Nord, which is a popular train station in Paris. You also have this canal called Canal Saint-Martin, which is so beautiful and reminds me of something from Cambridge. One thing that I'm noticing though whilst I'm moving about is how local and like typical it looks. It looks like people from Paris actually live here, walking around. There's like local shops and like typical things that, you know, that are non-touristy really. But I'm also noticing that there's lots of different cultures and cultural backgrounds in this particular area.
The area that I was in though was very interesting because one of the things that you don't think about, and I apologize for my voice, but one of the things that you don't think about is the fact that literally France or like this area in Paris and usually a lot of capital cities in Europe usually have a good representation of the people that have been colonized. And France is another really good example where you can see the same dynamic. There's so many like French, Vietnamese shops, and there's so many sort of like North African shops and North African people. There's so many like Western African people. Literally like France really did a number on Africa, right from top to the bottom basically.
France invaded Algeria in 1830 and then colonized much of North Africa, West Africa, Equatorial Africa, parts of Southeast Asia, and islands in the Pacific. France's empire building led to huge financial gain. Its global settlements provided a network of trading posts and colonies that were hugely profitable for private investors.
So you see a lot of like Francophone Africans, Algeria, Tunisia, Congo, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, etc., etc. So that's the dynamic and that's the sort of like the group of people that you see in France. And Vietnam was obviously very interesting because I went to Vietnam before. You should check out that video. But in Vietnam, when I was going to Vietnam, I remembered that obviously there was some ownership, okay, of France at some point in Vietnam. So you have a lot of people in Vietnam. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but you would probably find more people in Vietnam who would speak French, in especially the Da Nang area when we went there. There were people who would speak English. So yeah, you see that representation here again in France or in Paris, where you have a lot of people who are, again, just a good representation of the people who French colonized. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
I decided to indulge in the diversity and I went to a Vietnamese nail salon to get my nails done. That's something that I always look forward to whenever I travel. Just seeing the different techniques that people use when they do your nails is always pretty interesting.
I genuinely thought it'd be funny to get French tips in France. I didn't even think it would be a thing. I thought maybe there'd be a different word for it, but apparently everybody understood what I meant, so it's not too bad, but could be much better. I'm also doing the same to my toes.
I know you didn't pay for feet pics, but I'm giving it to you for free. I really love the look of this set on me. It looks so simple and effortless, and now making my way back to my hotel to get changed.
I love my dress, but I'm literally not dressed for the right weather. It's very cold and everybody's been looking at me like I'm crazy. So I'm going to change to something slightly warmer, although still very springish. And we try and go to the Eiffel Tower, take some pictures and see what's up around that area. The weather is literally crazy and I'm trying to find somewhere that's good to see the Eiffel Tower, which is starting to feel like a mission impossible. Can you see? That's supposed to be a really nice building behind, but it's so grey and it's about to storm. It's about to rainstorm. It's about to start storming. Yeah, one of those. We stopped to have some hot drinks because it's raining. Finally. Oh, this hot chocolate is amazing. Wow. Okay, don't drink them.
Second of the day.
Your second?
We drank in
Yeah, that place.
yeah, we just
It is so nice. Oh my god.
The rain finally stopped and we finally got to the Eiffel Tower, which I've loved since I literally stepped foot in Europe. I'm really excited to see it, but I know that this isn't the best view. But due to the weather, honestly, this is the best I'm gonna do for now.
The weather is so bad actually. Today it's giving Britain.
As I mentioned earlier, due to colonization, there is a lot of Africans living in France. I won't be surprised if this is in more than London, which is where I'm based, but I've been very intentional about making sure that I try out African restaurants since I'm in Paris.
African restaurants number 2 in Paris. Number 2, yes.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Why? Love Paris though. I love this city. I love Paris. It's like a new part of town. But what I love so much. Oh my god. I love it.
It's kind of, after the Olympic Games, it was.
So skewers is me. Skewers? Yeah. No, the first is you.
Ça, c'est le poulet, les brochettes de poulet.
Brochette de bœuf, ça c'est pour le côté.
That one is chicken and this one is beef.
Yes, exactly. C'est bon, parfait. C'est des brochettes de poulet, ça c'est poulet braisé.
Okay, this one is braised chicken, this one is chicken skewers. Okay, alright.
It's great. Spicy sauce.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Est-ce que vous pourriez nous prendre en
Can we have more of the spicy sauce?
Et après,
This restaurant was honestly incredibly special, and I cannot even put into words like what I'm feeling. I'm sitting down here. We're being serenaded by the obviously one-man band who is doing an amazing job. Like, this guy on his own, like, he's just fantastic, and he has so many different like genres of music. He's going up, he goes down, and it just feels so nice. Honestly, if you go to a restaurant and they're playing live music, you already know that the vibe just goes from 0 to 100. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that he's a francophone African, and obviously we're Nigerians. But he noticed that we're Nigerians. He spots that immediately, and he's like playing the Nigerian song. It's as a way to sort of like entice us and things like that. He's communicating with us. The food was honestly see my dance. Like the food was 100%, like it was really good. It wasn't anything extravagant. It was kind of like a type of like jollof rice and like salmon or chicken and then plantain and salad, which honestly, as an African who just wants to go and find familiar food, that will do you just right.
Why do I feel like he's saying something nasty?
I studied French for quite a long time well, just a year, all through secondary school, but I also studied French when I was in university. No need to tell you my life story, but I feel invigorated to learn French again because honestly, you have a good view of like the amount of people as an African that I don't have access to because I do not speak French. Coming in here and seeing other people, other black people that I know that I couldn't speak to was a bit of a letdown. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to dust my French book again and get back into it.
Merci.
Bravo, bravo.
The restaurant manager who was here was so lovely, obviously, as well as the guy who's in the music. The ambience of the place is so beautiful. I think like you have a really nice clientele of Africans who come here. You were told that Burna Boy was performing in Paris that evening and he was here the night before. Obviously, unfortunately for us, we came the day after. But that tells you like the quality. Well, I don't know, does it tell you the quality? Not really, but like the type of people who obviously come here. It's a really upscale place, but the price is, in my opinion, also quite affordable.
10 out of 10, 100% recommend.
Our hotel is so cute. This is the kitchen area, or like the lounge area. Let me show you this. So cute. This is our second to last day in Paris. It is a Tuesday. I actually don't know what we have. I don't even know what we're doing. We're going shopping. And then we're going to the Louvre.
As my sister's trying to remind me, there's a few different things like the Louvre, trying to catch the Eiffel Tower twinkling, a bit of shopping that we just haven't had the time to do because honestly, we've just been doing other things. But let's see what we can actually accomplish today. I will say though that the public transportation in Paris is actually pretty good, and once you have your card to swipe in, swipe out like in London, you're pretty solid.
When you don't have fun, but you know how to have fun.
While I would have loved to go to some original French brands, somehow we ended up in Zara. And I would scream, but I can't. But this is easily one of the prettiest Zara stores that I've ever seen. And I know that Zara stores do this, but something about this particular one felt very special. Are you even in Paris if you don't have crepes from a crepe stand? We are in Westfield in Paris. I was almost saying Stratford because there is also a Westfield in Stratford in London. And for some reason, it feels very, I don't want to say similar because the one in London is very modern, but it's very similar vibes. We're in the makeup store. My sisters are trying out some makeup. If you want to do sort of like your typical shopping where you get sort of like Sephora and those sort of brands, definitely check out the Westfield here. The crepes that I got is cheese and egg. It might not be for everyone, but for me, it was just right.
With egg and cheese.
I'll continue to emphasize that one of the best things to do in Paris is literally just to stroll around. But it's my sister's birthday celebration and we came to this really upscale high-end hotel called the Hoxton. It came really highly recommended, and the interior honestly was so lovely, and I'm kind of looking forward to what the vibe would be and what the food would be like.
I really told myself that I was going to say, oh, I came to France to try French food, but I think my problem is there was so much pie. I don't want pie or pastries.
And they have a lot of stews that are kind of weird, right?
Yeah, but some of them were vegetarian and they didn't look nice. We came to a French restaurant. It's called Rivière or Rivière, one of the two, in a hotel called the Hoxton.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Called the Hoxton. So yeah, I ended up ordering a cheeseburger because I wasn't sure that anything else was going to be nice. So yeah.
I love them. They look very...
What's the other?
Velvet line.
Okay. Are you scared? Is it scared?
Looks like man's organs.
Oh my god.
Do I get to blow 4 candles?
Blow.
Yeah, okay.
This room, one time, one girl. It's fine.
There's literally so many things to do in Paris. I really like this restaurant. Inside of it.
For everyone there's a restaurant.
I swear.
So literally everyone look at there's a restaurant.
There's restaurants everywhere.
People don't cook here.
Why?
Apparently people don't cook here. They just go out. They eat
And
croissants.
eat.
It's your fine dining.
I swear.
Fine dining.
There's so literally we're in this area called, I'm going to say it, Montmartre. But there's so many like food places, like there's so, everywhere.
Today we walked like I think maybe 500 meters, all food restaurants, every single thing, like from beginning to end. Restaurants on every corner. It was like a restaurant street.
Restaurant japonais.
Yeah. Japanese restaurants, and there's so many different cuisines, not just French.
Like right there's Nepalese and Tibetan food.
Nepalese,
Across
everything.
from us there's Indian food.
And even the French food is
And
even
opposite,
nice.
and opposite that, right next to it, there's Italian, and
Italian.
there's Japanese, and there's Vietnamese.
But it's crazy though, because literally in front of us, normal, like, what's that tasty matka? That looks like a pub.
Is it an Irish pub? Yes.
Irish pub, yeah, see the Guinness sign. Then Irish pub, a Vietnamese,
Yeah.
Italian.
The black.
No, it's not black.
junk,
It's normal food, like American food. Then there's Italian. Then there's Indian. Then there's Japanese. Then there's Nepalese. And we're just standing. And Tibet.
Yeah.
And then
This is just within our peripheral, not like
bar and salad. It looks like a salad bar. And we're just standing on a random street. Pizzeria Italian, more Italian.
yeah.
Just on one corner
Within our peripheral.
without doing too much. Yeah.
We literally just come out of a restaurant that we want for dinner.
Yeah.
Cool place to eat and get fat.
Lots of food options in Paris. Lots and lots and lots, which is good. And they're good. We've had one not great food experience, but the rest of it has been really good.
Oh god.
Iga Malif.
Oh god. Small, which I was telling Cassie, right? So which do you think is more Paris or Paris? None of the very things. I don't understand. I think it's enough to get jealous because
We came to see the Eiffel Tower shimmering. Say cheese. Cheese. Can I say cheese? Cheese, baby. I absolutely love the Eiffel Tower at night, and honestly I much prefer it at night than during the day. During the day it just looks like big bits of metal, like a massive, almost like industrial
construction. But at night, baby, the way it's shining is so beautiful. If you're like us and you didn't get a chance to actually see what the Eiffel Tower is like during the day, don't worry. Just make sure you move around central Paris and you will get lots of different opportunities to actually see it.
It's literally almost midnight in Paris, and as crazy as it sounds, we're trying to find the Louvre. We just went to see the Eiffel Tower when it was glittering, obviously, and it was beautiful, and I feel like it looks so much better at night than during the day. So we're trying to see if we can replicate the same and find the Louvre, because I really want to see the Louvre at night. I haven't seen it at all during the day. I personally don't care to go into the building, I just want to see it during the day. But this area of Paris is so beautiful. It's really nice, and because there's not many people, it's very like, it's giving, it's very nice. But I think we're failing at finding it. So maybe we're just gonna take a walk and then that'll be it. Shh, Paris is sleeping. Mind you, it's midnight, past midnight actually, and there's someone on the bridge playing jazz.
And the Eiffel is twinkling.
And Eiffel is twinkling like a little star. I think this is the most romantic thing that's ever happened in Paris, that I would say. Paris is meant to be a romantic city, but it hasn't lived up to it until now. The love vibe.
Just now. It's actually great to see Paris in this light, to be honest, as a city of love, with this guy randomly playing jazz in the middle of the streets. But overall, I've had such a great time in Paris during the past few days. Make sure to check out my next vlog, where I'll be talking about my last final day in Paris. The highlights of my trip, or one of the highlights I would say, is definitely seeing the Eiffel Tower at night. That twinkle, definitely completely amazing. And the Masai restaurant obviously was absolutely lovely. I love celebrating my sister's birthday at the Hoxton and spending a coin on the food and drinks. But unfortunately, there's the dark side, obviously, that I talked about in this video, about colonization and the impact that that has had, obviously, on the countries. I also think at the same time that there is a positive picture in Paris of seeing these different cultures coexist together. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have a conversation with any Parisian about how they interact. If you are from Paris, or if you're Parisian, definitely let me know in the comments what it's like, you know, coexisting with these different cultures in Paris, and what that looks or feels like. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I shall see you somewhere in this space sometime soon. Bye bye.